Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Seeking Heaven channel. I'm your host, Tamara Caulder Richardson, and happy July 4th of those of you that are in America. And today we have a special topic, and that is celebrating unlimited freedom within. Before we get started, I want to do a couple announcements and then we'll jump into it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So important for you to subscribe because then you won't miss any episodes. I have a couple episodes each week, very exciting guests, anywhere from near death experiences, out of body experiences, the multiverse. Who knows what we're going to talk about? UFOs. It's something that is near and dear to me, and that is being able to have uh, this platform where I can meet wonderful people like you and discuss these mind opening, fun spiritual topics. So, for as announcements, I do want to mention if you haven't signed up for my Ascension School Academy of Divine Wisdom, please do so. You will receive a free Christ like meditation. And that's something that's 30 minutes is very nice. And also, I'm offering a course, and that is Channeling for Divine Wisdom. It starts, that will be starting July 8th. Now, if you can't make it that day, July 8th, that's when they're going to be available, starting new classes on each Saturday for each week. And if you can't make it, you have unlimited replays. And then toward the end, hopefully with the questions I'll get from the students and then be able to find out what spiritual abilities and where everyone is, then I'll be able to design the practice that's going to help wherever the level of wherever the students are. Now, I will have to say that some of the students that have already signed up, they do already have spiritual abilities. If you don't have spiritual abilities, that doesn't mean that you can't take the course. You can definitely take the course, and it will help you tremendously. If you are someone who's somewhat seasoned, it's going to help you even that much more. I am a master evidential medium and channeler, and I've had 6 near-death experiences, so kind of opened me up to other realms. I was spirit for one of the times I was in another reality for 2 hours. So yeah, it does wake you up to that. And we are spiritual beings. So do consider signing up for that class. Also, if you're interested in doing a one-on-one or even a group session online, I do this all over the world. It works absolutely perfectly. If you're interested in evidential medium or life path reading, please do go to southernbellmedium.com. And finally, we have here, excuse me, not Southern Bell Medium. We have the Seeking Heaven channel store where you can buy nifty custom design items by me. Like I work for the Office of Christ, Rockstar Seed, as well as the Galactic Federation. And you can see that here's my cool Galactic Federation glass. I've got pillows and all sorts of stuff. So that is another way to support this channel. One final announcement. If you have not signed up, I am going to be speaking this weekend for the Unleash the Secrets of Atlantis 2-day conference. You can go to portalofascension.org and you will see events, and you will see there's a 2-day event for only $55. So I welcome you to join that. Terrific group of people, and I'll be talking about my time in my remember all this. It's amazing. Very detailed of my time as a high priestess and how I empowered the city with 12 other females, what it looked like then, the art, the beauty, the symbolism, how we were in harmony with nature, with animals. And it's really quite spectacular. And everybody will have their own speech. So make sure you check that out. Now back to our topic. Okay. So today, oh no, that's a preview for next week. No, hold on for that. You're going to see the superpower ones. I'm going to talk. Okay, I'll go ahead and show it to you. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about awakening your superpower. So that's going to be good. So make sure that you do check that out. But today, I wanted to, give this to you, and I wanted you to really be thinking about, what is freedom, and that is celebrating unlimited freedom within. What does that really mean? You can see this woman here is very excited. She's got the American flag. She's in London. She's competing. She obviously did very well. She's very excited in her own personal growth, and she probably transpassed her own expectations of herself and her own limits. And when we do that, It is exciting. So I want to talk about what freedom is, because I think freedom is a big word. And the only thing that we can really control is ourself, right? So when I think about freedom, it should be our own personal freedoms within. So I wanted to talk about, what is it that you feel freedom is to you? And I want you to really think about that. Is it the freedom to have your own schedule? Is it the freedom? A lot of people say, well, I'll be free when I have X amount of money and I can just not work and do this and do that. I mean, yeah, that'd be great. But there is also something with balance. I think that I've met people that, not a lot, but that their family was wealthy and they don't have to work, and they're really do not strive for things like the average person, and they're trying to find their path, and it's important that we stay busy. So it's really about balance. So what is it that is freedom, that allows us to be free? And is it something that's just material? I mean, obviously we want the freedom to come and go, the freedom to be able to get on a plane anywhere, plane to travel, to be able to do, I mean, all that, is so important. The freedoms to speech, the basic freedoms, the freedoms to dress, feel, do as you want, all of those things. Those are just freedoms, but they're not really, I mean, we get into laws, man-made laws, uh, in all countries, right? Man-made laws, and that's to keep order and so forth. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, when you really think about freedoms, then what are the freedoms that you give yourself? Do you give yourself freedom and permission to do and act as you truly feel, or do you inhibit yourself, and do you sabotage yourself? That's even more so. A lot of people, don't want to admit it, but they literally will sabotage themselves. I just put it out there, and I figure, crash and burn. Let's just do this thing, and at least I gave it a go. I think the worst thing in life is if you believe in yourself but you don't try, you'll just never know, right? And so when you talk about freedoms, is really the freedoms that I feel is our consciousness, because we're free. The only thing that we're free about is our own choice over our body, over how we think about things, right? We can't really control other people. So the freedom lies within and what we feel freedom is. There's some people that have all the freedoms in the world, but for some reason don't feel like they can do this or that. I mean, you meet them every day, and I don't know why they're like that, but they put limitations on themselves. So I want to ask you a couple questions here. What do you think freedom means for you? What does that mean for you personally? What is the word freedom? You could be from anywhere in the world. What does that mean for you? Write it in the chat. What does freedom mean to you? And what do you think freedom is? And what do you think that makes you free? Okay, I've got my answers and thoughts on that, but I just want to see what people say in the chat. And have you considered expanding those ideals that you have on freedom from within? So I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about this. And it's, and we're just asking. I don't know the answer to this. You'll have to ask. And if it is a yes or a no, then whatever it is, you can work on that. But is your consciousness being controlled? And you go, well, I think to a degree, all of us are. We have to, I think part of this life that we have, yes, we're learning a lot of things, but by experience, through books, through people, but we're also unlearning things that just don't serve us anymore. And some of it is some of the things we grew up as a child. I mean, our family, our relatives, our community, they meant well, but what really serves us? So are we being controlled in our consciousness? And that could be, again, very innocent. It could be from our upbringing. It could be from the people that we hang out with. It could be from our culture. And, what is it? The other aspect of this is, are we consciously in control of our mind? And I think the biggest part of that is when something does come up and I find it within myself, that I'll go, oh, okay, maybe I need to stop and consider this. Maybe it's something that goes up against my old belief system that I grew up with, or maybe it goes up against something that I haven't heard before, but I consider it. I think it's important for us not to be trapped in our own mind, because the prison is our own mind, and the freedom that we have is unlimited. But we've been told through, who knows where, you can't do this because that, you can't do this, limit, 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 boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. You're too young, you're too old, you're too heavy, you're too so and so, what, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that we should not have our consciousness controlled by these um, paradigms that other people place upon us, right? So I think the thing is to know that we are free, that we came here free. And if we make choices to make us feel enslaved to our own mind, to our own lifestyle, or wherever it is, we can undo that at any point, because we have freedom to choose and we have individuality. And I think more than ever, people are supportive of people in all cultures, all religions, different uh, different expressions of their own identity. People are much more open about these things now, so it's a really great time that you can be free and you can express yourself. I think long as it's done with love and long as it's done with kindness, you can express yourself just about in any way. So again, I'm going to be speaking this weekend about being a high priestess shapeshifter. Hey, that's about, if you can talk about that, you can talk about just about anything. But I want you to realize that the freedom is something that man does not give us, but it's something that is innately within you. And it's basically, the freedom of having your mind with unlimited boundaries, and going back to that childlike way of thinking that you can do anything, and that yes, you may need to study or research or do this or that to do that behind that. But when I look at a state of beingness and the state of beingness of free and freedom, that would have to be I would have to ask, what cages my mind, what entraps my mind. And if it's something that is, you ever get in a loop and it's that record going around and around, you got to stop the record. You got to take, this is old school, needle off the record, uh, the loop that goes round and round, or take out the CD that goes around and around, whatever. But you need to look at, what it is that's stopping you. And I promise you, it's always ourselves. The good news is we can fix it because it is us. So just know you're a limitless being, and your freedom, whether you live wherever in the world that you live, know that this is within your power, that God put you here, is within your grasp now. And that I say to all of you, shine, shine, shine. Let no man tell you how to think. I don't care how much sales job they try to do that. You just need to have your own mind, because I believe in you. And I think that people are basically good. And I think that everyone can make proper decisions for themselves. So look, if you do live in the USA, happy July 4th. Be very safe, but have fun and celebrate you. Celebrate your own inner freedoms and this next year, all the things that you're going to do. And if you won't, consider signing up for my Channeling the Divine Wisdom course, because I'm really going to go into not just channeling, but how to hear your voice versus other voices, whether it be your guides or ascended masters, or like I channel Jesus a lot. He's my teacher. I love him so much, as well as I have others, but he's my person. And ultra dimensionals, I also channel them. But you can see the difference between who's coming in and learn to even get more exact in what you're hearing in this world and getting your own cosmic news. Turn it into that channel, which is you. All right. Well, look, everybody have a super, super day, and a happy July 4th to America. Bye. Please subscribe, like, and make comments, and support this channel
by becoming a member. Thank you for your continued support.